Exploring media. Various forms of colors are described below to enable one to handle different media effectively and skillfully. Acrylic paints. Acrylic paints are fast drying. They can be mixed with water or medium gels. Brushes can be cleaned with water. Once the paint dries, it can be printed over without disturbing underlying layers. They can be used like watercolors, either as thick or thin. The only disadvantage of these paints is that they dry very fast and are completely waterproof. Once this paint dries, it cannot be removed by re-wetting the paint. It is difficult to remove from the brush once dry, and the colors darken as they dry. Watercolors. It is water soluble and hence the brushes can be cleaned with water. Re-wetting can lift off paint. If paint from the tube is dried, it becomes reusable after water is added. The disadvantage is that it is quite transparent and makes it hard to cover or correct mistakes. There is no white paint in watercolors. The white comes from paper one is painting on. Pastels. Pastels are made in soft and hard versions, with the former sold in the form of cylindrical sticks. These are almost pure pigments, bound with small amount of gum and are consequently very crumbly. Pastel pencils are good for linear effects as their consistency is neither too hard nor soft. Spray fixative is a must in any pastel drawing. Oil pastels have the advantage of not requiring fixative as the pigment is bound with waxes and oils. There are two basic categories: wax oil pastels and non-wax pastels. The latter are simply called oil pastels. The advantages of pastels are: there is no need to wait for the paint to dry. Colors are mixed on paper and not in a palette by overlaying or blending them. No brush required to clean. Easy to use outside the classroom or the studio. Poster colors. These are type of colors and come in bottles that help in minimizing wastage. The range of colors available is huge and the mixing of colors is very easy. The fluidity is more than the regular watercolors. The only big disadvantage is that these colors are very opaque in their look and light cannot pass through it and are not as transparent as watercolors. They are good where solid colors are needed. Colored inks. Colored drawing inks cannot be divided into two broad types: waterproof and water soluble. They are made in a wide range of brilliant colors and can be mixed together to further increase the range. Some waterproof inks are bound with shellac, which means that they cannot be mixed successfully with water-based inks, but others are acrylic based and are known as liquid acrylics. These behave like water-soluble inks, except that they are impermeable when dry. They are translucent in nature. One cannot see through it, but light can pass. The advantage of colored inks is that they are very bright and the effect is like a photograph, especially if worked on white photographic paper. The biggest disadvantage is that they become impermeable when dry and hence cannot be worked upon. Oil paints. Oil paints are of various qualities and different types of oils, spirits are mixed in it to work with it. The drying time of the painting depends on the oil, spirit that is used with it. Oils dry very slowly, allowing plenty of time to work and blend colors. They can be painted over without disturbing the underlying layers. Rich deep colors, which maintain their intensity when dry, can be used in thick or thin, smooth washes. This was the medium used by the old masters. The advantages of oil paints are that being solvent based, they are used to work in a well ventilated room and one has to wait for a couple of months to ensure that the work is dry before it can be varnished.